Good day, I'm Dr. Smith. Today we'll be looking at HRS127V, Study Unit 4, Assessment Criteria 2. Assessment Criteria 2 focus on the strategic HR management development as it is being explained. Now, just as an introduction, the purpose of HRM is to create systems that enable employees of organizations to successfully achieve organizational strategic goals. So, HRD is thus an important aspect of HRM. It provides the framework for helping employees to develop their personal organizational skills. You need to have knowledge and abilities which support the performance capability of organizations. And then, of course, important for competitiveness and future sustainability of businesses. With that, HRM and HRD need to sustain the performance capability of organizations. The HRD functions need to take on a very strong strategic role within any organization. Learning and development professionals needs to understand the 21st century workplace. We're not in the 20th or the 19th century. There has been major progress, so you need to focus on the future. It will also lead us to more likely to work in teams, and HRM actively drive organizations' profitability and sustainability. Those days that you think HR is a soft function within an organization is gone. Success of an organization are dependent on the HR environment. The effectiveness and efficiency is the new guiding principle in HRM, and along with that, you need strong ethics and corporate citizenship. Now, you will look at the certain challenges of HRM in the 21st century. There's a 21st century HRM challenges, and how are the competencies that you need to required for these challenges. The first one we look at is creating an organizational culture that will attract the most competent employees, and for that you need business expertise. You need retaining and compensating the most competent employees, and for that to happen you need executive guidance and governance. You cannot go and think that top management has no idea what should happen. You need to make sure that your executive team is in line with what is expected from the middle management. Cultivating a success of organization and business leaders, you need to have that management relationship with each other. You have to create a strategic dexterity through proper communication and interpersonal competence. You need to have employee engagement with planning and facilitator competencies implemented and embedded within that process. Labor market polarization, that is a loss of routine jobs to automation and of course outsourcing. We experience it every day within the corporate environment and the public service in South Africa. For that to be overcome, you need to create and implement innovative solutions that lead to employability of individuals. Growth and service-related jobs, you need to build yourself a personal, credibility and professionalism, and the ethics and corporate social responsibility is based on the ethical decision making that companies do make, and I'm referring here to the executive team. Now, for all this to happen, you need to identify issues of new challenges within the organizations. The first one we look at is the quality improvement of learning programs. You need to look at the economic competitiveness, the technological change-related programs, customer service, employee development, promoting employability and sustainability, livelihood, cultivating and nurturing flexibility and lifelong capacity, promoting and accelerating employee equity, and lastly, developing human and social capital. Now, you as a student are required to read a little bit more around each one of them and understand it and be able to provide a practical explanation to each one of them. Now, when we look at the purpose and activities of HRD, all of that are culminated into the human resource development. You look at learning and development, you look at employee onboarding. I'm sure all of you in the job environment where you function, you have gone through that process. Skills and technical training, you need to have some coaching, management development, and lastly, career development. You can see all of this is part of the learning curve of any HR dynamics within an organization. Now, when I look at the key strategic functions within an organization, there's quite a few of them. I will just touch base on a few of them. All of them are available in your study guide. Defining the learning and the value proposition through identifying main stakeholders, clarify what is important, and specify their requirements. You need to strategize as one of the key strategic functions. You need to draw up an annual learning and development plan for the HRD budget. That is essential. You need to organize the HRD department. Make individuals responsible to various staff members in the HRD department. Select suitable training methods, training aids and facilities. Arrange accommodation. You need to be able to lead, motivate the HRD support staff, provide direction, provide support. Nothing can happen by just tasking them. You need to maintain and support these functions. Looking at ensuring quality through the proper standards set by government. You need to train and educate your staff on the regulations regarding training and development. You need to evaluate. Lastly, should you not evaluate, you will never know that you have shown progress within an organization. You need to determine the extent to which the required results have been achieved. You need to determine whether learning programs were implemented as planned, assess whether learners have achieved outcomes, and lastly, measure compliance to quality and best practical standards. Now, with that done, remember everything that I've just said. You need to source it from the prescribed books. You need to confirm that you understand it, and you must relate it to a practical environment and see if that has been applied within that organization. Thank you.